Hey y'all, and welcome to Stivers Homestead. I'm Zach.
And I'm Jen.
And today we're taking you through the garden. It's been a minute, and we're strapped and packed and ready to do some harvesting. All right, so first off, here's just a shot of our garden. First off, that's a Jerusalem artichoke right there. Look at the height compared to Jen. Jen, go over and stand by that Jerusalem artichoke real quick. Things are getting out of control. I mean, it is just a bush on bush on bush of everything around here. Okay, we'll start off over here. This is our chocolate mint. We've been cutting it like crazy. Keeps coming back. Obviously, that's the job of it. It's amazing. We love chocolate mint. And over here is kind of the flower bed area. It's at its highs and lows, I guess you would say. But I'm pretty sure this is the echinacea, isn't it, babe?
Yeah, it's doing really well.
Yeah, so echinacea it's a 2-year plant, right? Yeah. So we didn't really expect much out of this year, but next year we should get some good echinacea in there. And those are double head,
I'm
right?
happy with the growth though. Yeah, it's a double decker echinacea.
Nice. So there's those. Those are doing well. And then the zinnias are the star of the show here. We've been cutting, y'all been seeing that, of us making plenty of bouquets, and they just keep getting bushier and bushier. And we're very happy with them. They're so pretty. So y'all know whenever we do garden tours, we like to kind of have a theme of the tour. This theme of this tour is garden season is not over. No. Nowhere close to it. Some of your summer plants might be dying out, which you're gonna see in ours. Some of ours are starting to die back pretty well, but that doesn't mean that it's over. Like your summer garden is, but it's time to just kick in hardcore gear and get ready for that second round of crops in most all zones. And so that's one of the things that we're gonna teach you today as we're doing some harvesting.
So our cucumbers have pretty much, for the most part, died out. There is a few, there's a lot that got too big. We were gone this weekend and some of them just got too big, but that's okay because they become animal food and that's really good. But they're dying out because that's what cucumbers do, not because they've caught a disease or anything like that. It's just time. They don't live long. They give you a good harvest and then they just go. They don't like it too hot. So we could plant another round, but I think ultimately we're happy with what we got, which was a lot of pickles. So
it says at least over 100 quarts of pickles, wouldn't you?
So we're just going to be done with pickles this year, and I'm okay with that.
Okay, so then moving on from the cucumbers, we're moving over here to the next round that's on here, and what we got going on, babe?
Watermelons. So we've got a few forming. There's one that's kind of intermingled with the cucumbers. So we need to take the cucumbers out, but we might have to wait.
Yeah, at least till we get to this area. Yeah. But there's a bunch of them growing on down here. So as you can see in certain areas, there's one right there, one right there. Here's one that's growing right here. And I know a lot of y'all are probably thinking what we all are, that's gonna get real big to hang there, but that's okay. We can address that when it comes. Biggest thing is getting them just around and everywhere and having plenty of room to spread out. So we have a few different ones. We have some rattlesnake watermelons, which you saw there. These are, I'm going blank, babe. The small ones, sugar baby watermelons. Yeah, thank you. So there's one there.
Oh, God, did you see this one?
Oh, look at him. Look at that. Shoot fire.
Look at that.
Big old daddy growing up in there.
Huge.
He's probably getting close.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn him over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, how do you know when watermelons are ready? What is that? That looks like a cantaloupe.
A cantaloupe or a honeydew?
Yeah.
I don't know where that came
I'm
from.
gonna get some mixed season there. Rusty, get out of it. Shoot fire. So yeah, we got a lot of friggin' watermelons in there. Okay, so how do you know if a watermelon's ready? The true and tried way is the stem. Always focus on the stem when that bad boy that is attached directly to the watermelon is brown. When that thing is brown and dying off, that means that watermelon has gotten all the juice it's gonna get and it is ripe and ready. The last thing you wanna do is pick out watermelon too soon and you got a white watermelon on the inside. You and the whole family's gonna be disappointed. There's also the hollow trick where you can like put your knuckles on it and see if it sounds hollow inside. If you're really good at that, you can try it. I know I'm not great at that. I'm finding studs, so I'm not gonna risk it on the watermelons. We just stick with the true tried stem technique. We also have this really tall sunflower that has not budded yet.
How tall is it?
Yeah, I gotta keep going back.
Oh, I think it's open.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, it's trying to. I think it's getting ready to start, but it is huge. Let me see if I can get y'all up there to see it.
10 foot, probably?
At least. I don't know if y'all caught that or not, but yeah, that's a big one. Get the scissors. Get in here now. All right, so Jen and I just got done harvesting the okra. She's harvesting a few more, but the plants are very big, very huge, looking awesome. This is a bunch more of our okra that I am going to harvest. I haven't even started this one yet. On there. So welcome to our pumpkin tunnel, and look at there. The first orange pumpkin hanging on right there.
That means it's time for fall.
It is not time for fall just yet. It is literally, as we're doing this, feels like 97. I don't think we're there yet. So the squash and zucchini are about spent. Even though they still are growing, they're just kind of falling over and starting to look a little bit more weakly. But I mean, it has been the most successful squash and zucchini year I think we've ever had.
No squash bugs this year.
Right, exactly. That's what I mean by that is, I mean, it's really just hung on and did well.
So it's been kind of a weird pepper year for us. Our plants look absolutely amazing. Like these are huge, these peppers are great, but it took absolutely forever to get any fruit. So we're just now starting to get like an abundance of peppers the way that you would think would come from this many plants. I don't know if everybody else is having that same kind of thing going on, but look, now they're coming. Those are poblanos. We've got Tom Bomb peppers coming up. These are down here. They're not ready yet, but those are gonna be beautiful red, really cool. But yeah, it's been an odd pepper year. Hopefully now they'll just start producing like crazy and we'll get a bunch of peppers. Now we're in the loofah tunnel. You can see all the loofahs that are forming. So these look great, but we're gonna let them dry. We're not gonna pick them until then. This thing is going absolutely crazy. One of the coolest places ever. Again, we always love our loofah tunnels. We always joke that people should get married underneath of them. But it just turns out to be one of your favorite places in the garden.
The warm, babe.
It's hot.
It's getting hot. It's getting hot. We thought this was the right time to do it. It's
dripping.
Like almost 9 o'clock at night and it's, whew. Anyways. So remember, the one thing about loofah is they take forever to fruit. So if yours is just now starting, it's okay. That's right on track. Just let them be. We'll show you all when it gets closer to frost date what you do with them if they're not ready. So just hang out. Don't be cutting anything out or tearing anything out. They're doing fine.
Unless you want to eat them. But we tried it and they're not very good.
Yeah. If you get them real young, they're like a zucchini almost. But we didn't like it. It wasn't good. Mexican sunflowers right there starting to bloom.
Pretty.
I love them.
So pretty.
Such a beautiful color. All right, I think it's tomato time. So the tomatoes are they're kind of doing their own thing. They're going wild. We're getting a bunch of tomatoes, but the whole tying them up has surpassed. So they're doing great though, because I don't know, they should be dead, to be honest with you. We've had so much rain and humidity, you would think they would start dying out, and they're not. So we're just embracing their bushiness and getting in there and getting all the tomatoes. Okay. You gotta get in there because they're there. All right, as Jen's wrapping up this side, you gotta get in there, ain't that right? I'm moving to this side, which is more of our winter squash, more pumpkins, different stuff like that. And as you can tell, it's taking over everywhere. The pathways, the bed, the arch, and on this side of the bed. So everything's just growing wild, but I can see a bunch of red tomatoes that we need to get in here and get. Okay, so what do you do when your squash plants and pumpkin plants are like this and it's really hard to get into them? Well, here's the thing that you need to remember. You don't really need to harvest them until these plants start dying back as it is. So just let them grow, let them go. Everything in there is gonna have a longevity. You want it to get hard on the outside. If you think about winter squashes, you're gonna be eating the insides of those, right? You're gonna roast them. If you ever had butternut squash, you roast them, whatever it is, you eat the insides. It's like letting a summer squash go too long, right? That skin is so hard. So don't worry about that part. Just let those plants grow, keep them healthy. And then when they start dying back, it'll be your time to harvest. Think about going to a pumpkin patch. When you go, all those plants are basically dead. They've already cut off all the pumpkins and you just go pick them up, right? Same scenario here with all your winter stuff and different kind of pumpkins and everything. Just keep them healthy. What do you want to go do?
Jump in the pool.
Jump in the pool.
With my clothes on.
With my clothes on. By the way, ain't she pretty in her tie-dye? Shoo-wee.
So we went to Gatlinburg this weekend.
Yeah, that was a lot
It was
of
my
fun.
mom's birthday, Grammy Karen, and we had a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was.
One highlight of the trip. We dropped a rat in Gatlinburg. Came from my car.
Out of
That
all
was
the
fun.
thing to tell people, that's the one
Yeah.
you wanted to friggin' farm problems, y'all.
Yeah.
Farm problems.
Sometimes you just take them and drop them somewhere else. So now Ratty lives in Gatlinburg.
Oh, Ratatouille. And so if there's a Gatlinburg rat problem, you know why.
You know who to call.
Yep. But y'all, look at this. I mean, this thing is just still going strong. I'm so happy with the garden this year. Hopefully your all's is doing as well, or at least as well. Okay, we're hot. We'll go inside and we'll show you all the harvest we got. However, we want to talk about fall gardening. So it is time right now for most zones to be getting your fall crop started. We have gotten a bunch started that we showed you, and we're about to direct sow a bunch once we clean out some of these beds. But yeah, in the world that it is today, it is not time to just be satisfied with the summer garden.
No.
You have got to grow as much as you can in as much time as you can. So adjusting to what the world is giving you, adjusting to the seasons that are giving you, keep planting. Don't give up. We'll rest when we're 5 inches, 12 inches of snow covered. Even then, we'll have lettuce growing.
Yeah.
And you should too. You should never stop growing, because we can grow all year round. The season doesn't determine us. We're smarter than what we can do, or what we think we can do, and we can grow all year. So over here, hanging out with Mr. Moringa Plant, are all of our seed starts that we just started. So all of our cauliflower, all of our broccoli, yes, broccoli, cabbage, and then our peas. So everything's starting to grow up nicely and looking good. But this isn't enough. We need more than this. If you truly think about how much food you eat in season and how much, say, broccoli you eat or cabbage you eat, that's a lot throughout the year.
And even frozen, we're not talking about fresh. Like, do you buy frozen broccoli from the store during the winter? Or do you buy frozen cauliflower or cauliflower rice to
Right.
make cauliflower pizza crust? Like
Exactly.
all those things, all those winter things that you need, you can still grow. So don't give up and throw your hands up and say, it was a great garden year, we're done. Don't do that. Keep going, plant some seeds now, and you can still be harvesting food.
That's exactly right. So if you have those beds that are like our cucumbers over there, go tear them out, go rip it out, and let's get some other stuff started. Here in the very near future, we're gonna be putting up our high tunnels, or our low tunnels, I'm sorry, our low tunnels on our raised garden beds. We'll show you how to do that again. It's just easy PVC pipe with plastic over it. So we'll probably be putting those up to be able to put netting up to keep the bugs off our cold crops, and then we'll just replace the netting with plastic as we get into the freezing temps. And y'all, these things will last and they will grow. And so I'm asking you, I'm begging you, to don't stop growing, don't stop gardening just yet. I know it's hot, I know we're all tired, but I promise you there's nothing like gardening in cold temperatures. There's no bugs, there's no sweat, and you enjoy those cool, sweet lettuces, sweet cabbages that you get when the cool temps bring to us, and you will not regret it. If you've never fall planted, I beg you to start and try this year.
It's my favorite time.
It is both of our favorite time to grow, because I don't know if y'all can see the drops going on the sweat or on the face, but it is 9 o'clock at night and we are dripping in sweat. Soon that's all going to change. I've already noticed some leaves changing color, which is insane because it's early August, but it's going to be here before we know it. So do not stop. Do not say it was a good year like she just said, or if it was a bad year, even more importantly, to grow a fall garden. Give it a try, give it a go. Let's see what happens together.
So what you need to do logistically to figure out what you're gonna do for your fall garden is go type in your zip code and figure out your first frost date for the fall, not your last frost date for the spring. Your first one, and that will tell you how many days you have left to grow. So for most of your stuff like cabbages, broccoli, beets, carrots, most of that stuff is gonna be 55 to 60 days. So most of you will have plenty of time to go ahead and plant that stuff. But they are also frost hardy.
Yes.
So then we're talking about with the plastic, throwing the plastic over to protect them, or throwing them in a greenhouse to protect them, because even the plastic over top will. Throwing a heater in there and growing lettuces all winter, radishes, carrots, all that wonderful stuff. You still have plenty of days to do it.
Yes, absolutely. And she made a good point. Actually, our best cauliflower and broccoli year is when we started them in February in our greenhouse. And in February in Kentucky, we are frozen. That is our worst month. We are completely frozen. I never put a heater in there. All it did was have the plastic on it, and that turned out to be our greatest, early or late April, early May food that we've ever had. I mean, it was the sweetest taste. So just put something over top of them and everything will be fine. Hopefully you got a little motivation. Hopefully your gardens are still pumping along and growing strong, and if they're not, plant something else. But we just beg you, we feel like you need to have food in your pantry. Whether you're growing it yourself or you're preserving it. That's why we continue to do these videos for you, and we hope that at some point we're getting through to you. But y'all, if you're new here, please make sure to hit that subscribe button for us.
We love ya.
Until the next one.
Bye.
Bye.